Good. How are you?
Good, thanks. Okay, so I read briefly the thing. It was a while ago though. I think you were talking about you're getting caught like poking mindlessly or something. Let me double check.
Yeah, pretty much. Essentially, I find that in a lot of situations, I keep killing myself with jabs because I don't really know what else to do.
How are the jabs or what are they doing that kills your jab?
Uh, it's a lot of things. Sometimes it's just an opponent that I'm not recognizing that they're ducking, or I'm slightly out of range. Like
Okay.
they time a backdash after a block's done.
Are they with punishing you or something? Is that what's
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay, so
yeah,
so that's a lot, probably a lot of jabbing. Okay.
yeah.
Um that's cool. Let me invite you.
Sure.
I'll play you a bit and then I'll see what I see and then we can go from there.
Sure. Sounds good.
Um,
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist tournament, Noctis Lucis Kylum.
I'll probably catch you at Combo Breaker. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out if I'm actually going. I have to see how broke I am after
Yeah,
college.
I feel that. I feel that one.
But I have a bunch of people that I play with regularly have already booked stuff, so I'm planning on it.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be good to get back into the things. I played a bunch of games with Sleep the other day. That was really nice.
Nice.
It's just been a long break from this game.
Yeah. That sometimes that can be what you need.
Yeah.
Round one. Fight.
Oops. What the fuck? Oh my god.
What a hop kick.
Oh, still.
Sick punch. Ooh.
KO. Round two. Fight.
Oh,
Ooh.
bad backdash.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh.
KO. Round three. Fight.
Oops.
Ooh. Whoa.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
You win. Piece of cake. Fight.
Oh,
KO.
back two. Come on.
Round
Duck
two.
that shit. All right.
Fight.
Oh. Oh, you did something. All right.
Nice. Oh.
Oh.
KO.
Little off accident.
Round three. Fight.
Oops. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Fart. Oops.
KO. Round four. Fight.
Okay. Oops.
Little trouble.
Oh no. Oh no.
KO. Final round. Fight.
Oh, interesting. All right. Ah, okay. Oh. Upward one tracks more than I thought.
Yeah. Step right for that one.
Okay. Ah, full crouch down forward 2 is what I was expecting. Okay.
KO.
Alright, so let's watch those back, and I want you to analyze the jabs and let me know why you think the jabs are getting bodied.
Sure.
That will be a good exercise. Alright. So there's a lot happening, but let's first look at the jabs and then we'll zoom out.
Round one. Fight.
Alright, so yeah, lots of things, but let's look for the jabs and see what happens. This is the first game, so whatever. But... well, no. What? Oh my god, my game hard crashed. Okay. What?
Okay. Well, as you're rebooting, I can already say,
Yeah, if you already know too, that's fine. Like, what did you notice
in the
about
first set, definitely recognizing that. I mean, the obvious situation is down forward 1 on block into step right by you, and my jab doesn't track step right.
Yes.
So recognizing that and changing that up was important.
So why would I be able to punish that over and over again? What am I reading here? Besides the fact that you told me you jab.
You're reading that I'm slightly plus, so I'm trying to take my turn, but I'm unsure how.
Yes, yeah. So the way I read it is I know my down forward 1 makes him retaliate.
Yep.
I know his retaliation is going to be a jab. So I do sidestep right, down forward 1 2 on instant like prediction timing. It's not like
Sure.
it's not like a reaction with punish, you know? It's like a, oh, I know this is happening, so I'm gonna do this.
Right.
So there were times in the second game where you started doing down forward one and that track that way. That opens up a new mind game, right? That's like, oh, here we go. Okay, so I can't just step right for free. Instead, I have to be cognizant of, do I think he's gonna jab or do I think he's gonna down forward one? And then eventually it went back to jab, so I just started stepping right again over and over. So, while this plays out, the solution to that specific problem is just being cognizant of when you're retaliating, right? Like there's a lot to be said for, instead of staying in the fight at this close and taking your frames, like disengaging and seeing how I approach my offense, right? Or like are there other places I might make a mistake instead of us just taking the scrap like immediately every 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So like, for example, look at this, right? Like what I did, what was beating what you were doing to me. You hit me with shove, you jab and then you step left, which beats my jab, and then you below poke, right?
Sure.
So now you can see that I will probably not jab retaliate, right? Oh wow, I did it right away. That's cool. Usually don't adjust that fast. So I didn't retaliate this time. I do a forward dash in case I attack, and your plus frame counter hit launcher thing. I block it, but if I had gone for an attack, it might not have gone that way, right? So watching how I play it can also inform you about how you might want to play it in the future as well. You notice that you beat me, so I decided to chill out. That might mean next time you land the jab on block, you just do it down back 4 immediately, right?
Sure.
Because like I'm waiting for the sidestep.
Yeah.
So I just chill. These are the kinds of things you can look out for to enhance your poking game. Is like, what is my response, and like what can you do that would beat that? That doesn't solve the jab problem itself. The jab problem itself is solved by just like not retaliating, right? You just don't retaliate every single time you get a block frame. But
Sure.
These are other dimensions to the poke game that can give you things to do besides just jab retaliate. That's why I brought it up.
Right.
So your jab hit, you do a down 4, yeah, and that makes sense given that I was kind of just chilling out, after you hit me with the jab. And then here I was reading, so shove, we're at like a bit of a distance, jab, down 4. Here, yeah. So I was just like, oh, okay. There's a bit of a distance. He has to come in and do his button. Like if you were to run up and jab me, I would have caught you in the advancing frames. But here you ended up doing a slow move and accomplished the same thing.
KO.
So I look at it less as like you have frames, you take your turn. I look at it as like, what is the tendency to behave at these frames, and how can I exploit that? So here, I just kind of throw this back 2 just cause, and then I do some forward dashes, and I see you duck there. So I try to start abusing that. I never get it, but that's kind of the kind of thing I'm paying attention to when I'm employing my offense. Like, oh, I did 2 forward dashes and now he's ducking? Okay, great. So maybe next time I could just do 1 forward dash and hit him. So this time you did the step thing again, but I didn't jab. I did a down forward 1, so it tracked that way. Kind of chill. I'm looking back 2 again. Wow, that was crazy. Jab, and then you step and beat my retaliation jab. So this is the same thing like that you were talking about that was happening to you, right?
Yeah.
So it happens on both sides, and it's not innately a problem by itself. It's when it happens over and over again in a predictable, exploitable manner.
Sure.
Right? So you see that I did 2 forward dashes into the back 2 because I thought you would duck again, but this time you didn't.
Yeah.
So I was kind of anticipating a more static response than you gave me, which is good because now I can't predict what your defense is going to be. I just had the idea.
Definitely in the match, I recognize a lot more when you do it to me and not at all when I do it to you. I'm just like,
Right.
oh, my step worked. Great.
Yeah. So there will be, so it sounds like you have some decent awareness when you're playing defense. When you're attacking somebody, you want to maintain that level of like engagement, which is, it's different, right? Because when you're defending, you're looking at what's happening on screen and you're picking an option, right?
Yep.
When you're attacking, you are also looking at the screen, like seeing what the opponent's doing, but also have to come up with a way to understand their mind and then pick something that beats that. So it's a bit extra work, right?
Yeah, that's what I find really difficult. Like,
Yeah.
deciding how to, like, anytime I talk with Silence or do anything with Seattle Tekken, I'm always learning what to do on defense, but it's very hard to turn that into offense.
Yes. So offense, the way, I was actually, I was working with like speed kicks for a while, and he was talking, and we were talking about how like one-dimensional my offense is. So he put me on Kazuya to Tekken God Prime. And the goal of that was kind of what I'm talking about. Is where you open your awareness to your opponent's character model while you're attacking.
Mm.
and that gives you informed ways to continue attacking and exploit weaknesses, right? That's one element of it. The other element of it is you kind of want to have a default pattern of how you're going to play, like a default strategy. Understand the counters to that strategy, and then know your counters to those counters. So, for example, if your default is jab retaliation whenever you're like playing the poking game, and they start stepping it, well, now you know, okay, instead of just jab retaliating, I'm going to tell myself like I need to down forward one retaliate because that will cover that direction.
Mhm.
Right? So the adaptation and the read doesn't have to come out of thin air or out of raw observation. It can be contextualized by the offense you're applying, right?
Right.
So because your offense only has a certain amount of counters, because jab is stepped to the right, right?
Mhm.
By definition, you also have a counter to that counter ready to go. You just have to
Right.
be like kind of mentally, you have to like mentally thought about it and prepared it and then be ready to do it.
Mhm.
So in this case, what would have been an interesting adaptation is you notice like, hey, my retaliation jab on his offense is constantly getting blown up by his sidestep. I'm going to switch to just default to down forward one. That's my new default, like my adjustment.
Mhm.
And now let's see how he responds to that, right? So,
Sure.
for everything we talked about, two components. You have your default behavior, and then you need the awareness high on what the opponent's response is. And that allows you to make the adjustments.
Sure.
Let's keep watching. Because your offensive patterns have these like built-in things it counters, right? So your default state is like jab, step, low, jab, step, something, right?
Yep.
And that beats a retaliation jab. So if I'm not giving you that, well, first of all, if you're hitting me this much, like you have me at half health off pokes. If that's working, keep doing it. That's fine. You know, this is more than fine. This is a-okay. If it starts losing for some reason, like you do jab, step, and then I counter hit you, then you know, okay, he is looking for a retaliation counter hit. I can go immediate timing. I can backdash, make him whiff. You know, you have counter options, yeah. So it sounds like, since this isn't very surprising to you, it sounds like what we're going to work on is just offensive awareness.
Right.
So while you're attacking me,
it sounds like the problem set can be reduced a lot.
yes,
Right.
you're not. It's not I hit his block, now I have the whole move list to deal with, right? It's I hit his block, and I'm going to do ABC.
Sure.
He can only beat ABC with XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
So you are dealing with, like you said, a reduced problem set where because you know what option you're going to pick, you also know what are the win conditions and loss conditions of those options. So you're not making.
Since I already know that I can watch for those things too.
Exactly. There you go. So you're not just looking for, oh God, what in the world is he doing of the 100 moves? It's did he pick something that wins or something that loses?
That simplifies things a ton.
It's fascinating, right? Yeah. So I'll write this down as a note, but it sounds like you're picking up on it. So making adjustments, adaptations on offense is not what of his 100 moves is he doing next. It's I know that my options ABC only lose to options XYZ. Did he pick a winning option or a losing option?
Right.
And so there's two components. You identify the options they're picking, and you have, or should have, counters mapped to XYZ as well. Because that allows you to make the adjustment freely, like freeform, subconsciously, instead of having to solve it on the fly, right? Now, when you're doing ranked or like practice sets, this is where you're doing part of the solving. So I wouldn't expect you to just know it off the top of your head, right? But,
but like with generics, you can kind of pick really simple options.
Yeah, exactly, and it's happening really fast. And then you'll, by trial and error, you'll start to figure it out as long as your attention is on it, right? So did he pick a winning or losing option? You should have the counters mapped to XYZ as well. The other thing is, you can, over many interactions, you can start to observe what things your opponent is paying attention to and what they're ignoring or missing, right? So some data is there was an interaction where you got the intimidation throw on me, right? I was so obsessed with paying attention to your jab and making that whiff that I sat still waiting for your retaliation, and then you just grabbed me. So Or I think I might have done a micro step or something. I'll find it, but
I think your right side was to the wall. So
Yeah,
you tried
yeah.
to step right and didn't get out of it.
so here you see how I'm throwing these down forward ones over and over, and it's like
Yeah.
in one framework it could be, oh god, what do I do? Right? My shit won't hit. On the other framework, it's like, well, my down forward one covers that way, so I don't really gotta stress. Or you can step your way out of the wall. You know, you got a bunch of options. It's easy, I think, in the fast-paced poking game to get locked down into, oh god, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
But thinking in advance, it's like you have down forward one. If I choose to step, you can step out of the wall. If I choose to keep pressing, since jab back is losing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's definitely interesting with a -1 down forward one instead of a -3.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Interesting is a very gracious take. That's really interesting. Yeah, no, it is.
No,
It's
it changes
fascinating.
the options a lot. Like it makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's really silly. It's silly on a character with good movement and counter hits. So let me invite you again, and we'll play with that framework in mind. So now, I'll pretend that we didn't have this whole conversation, and I'll keep kind of playing like the sidestep right on your jab retaliation, and then you can look for the down forward one instead, right?
Sure.
And then if I start stepping the other way, you have the counter, which is go back to your default, the jab, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a universe where my mouse works properly?
Unlikely.
I can't see. Oh, there it is.
All right, there we go.
Stop share for now. Yeah, so it's really funny. I was talking a lot of shit when I went to Seattle last week, or like the last tournament, because
Oh, you went to the bonus round?
yeah, I was playing against Silence with my Steve, and I remembered somebody told me like he's very like confused when people play out of frame,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I just hit back one on every interaction.
Oh
He
my
did like a slash kick or something, like something ridiculously plus, and I hit that, and he was just like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "Well,
That's
you
it's
haven't."
the silent staple. Is the why would you?
Yeah, he's. I'm like, you didn't teach me that I need to respect your frames. You didn't educate me or force me to respect it. So I'm not gonna respect it. I'm gonna hit it. And then I realized so much of Seattle is like that. So I can just
that's
play
fine.
out of
Sure.
frame and win
We
because
all do that.
everybody assumes like, oh, I'm plus this. You should respect that. I'm like, make me.
Yeah.
You know. Anyways,
Those
so-
Seattle sessions definitely turned into that really easily.
yeah.
It's funny, like when I'm playing with my friends, they can tell when I've taken a break from Tekken because I stop respecting frames.
Yes, exactly. And that's like a part of the game.
What?
The enemy of Tekken is predictability, not the ability to follow the rules better than the other person.
Oh. Listen.
Oh my god, I fuzzied.
Round 2.
Oh man.
Fight.
Oh, shit. Oh my god.
Here we go. Step the other way.
Yeah, because I saw you do a down forward one, so I thought you'd do more.
Fair enough. Oh, I had that low parry on lock. Oh well. Can't be too mad about that.
Oh my god, it has 2 hits. Dead. I
Round
was like, oh, just a down forward one's no big deal.
fight.
Word 1, come on.
Oh my god.
Alright. What a turnaround. Nice.
Oop.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Oh my god, 2 hits!
Yeah, okay. Paying attention to that, it definitely feels different.
Yeah.
And since I'm focusing on so few things, it's easier to see when you choose a different option. Like,
Yes.
so significantly easier to recognize what you're doing.
Yes, your brain doesn't have to sort between 100 buckets.
Yeah.
You have 2 buckets laid out, and you're like, it's either this one or this one, and I can chill. You know, like it makes it so much easier to make adaptations because yeah, there's so much coverage in this game that like playing like that allows you to more quickly adjust and pick winning options.
Right.
Round 1. Fight.
What?
Tried so hard to step that. Oh, no.
Round 2. Fight.
Yes, nice.
Oh. Be ready to duck after down 2. Oh, that tracked.
Yeah, so this tracks sidestep right. 2-2 tracks sidestep right. But your sidestep right beats my down forward one and my up forward one. Yes, you frame trap my mash. The non-Seattle.
Round 3.
Respect. That's good. That's what we want. You've shown me that I need to respect it. Oh, shit. Nice stab. Oh my god, I walk forward.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
okay,
shit.
sure. I'm guessing you were looking for a down back 2, but just got
I
that
was.
pretty-
And it was the
Yeah.
same timing, so I was like, I can chill.
Fair enough. Ah. Oh, I should have been mashing tech roll there. That almost dropped. Bye. Get out of here. You can't just dash forward 3 times into a low.
Fight.
It's not how this works. Ouch. Oh god. Hey, come on. You can do it 4 times though. Okay, listen. You can do hop kick that fast.
Oh, it's a string extension. String extension.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Final round.
Oh, that was down forward 1, not back 2.
Yeah, down forward, 1 forward.
Okay, okay. I misunderstood the first attack.
Oh, fuck.
I
Oh,
what you doing?
had to make a read. Oh my god. Yeah, it feels a bit different, yeah?
Uh-huh.
That's good.
Lose.
So that method of application to how we played around the down forward 1 in the poking game can apply to everything.
Right.
So the way you play around, and it will change per matchup. It might not be a drastic change, but it will have nuances. But your default state should ideally be like the highest percentage, safest, most efficient way of creating a problem for your opponent to get around.
Yeah.
That you understand all the counters to.
Right.
So when they implement a subset of those counters, or all of them, you already know how to beat that. Then it's a matter of tracking it and keeping up with them and understanding the psychology to keep making those reads. Right? And it doesn't have to be a hard read. The default should beat certain options automatically. So, for example, if you're playing against Steve, my default is I'm doing a lot of high crushes and I'm pressing very few buttons because
Round 1.
that shuts down his moveset, right?
Fight.
Nice. Damn.
Oh. I'm always interested how you find time to do 2-2 and down 2 and stuff when you're at range. like, because it's not like I'm not pressing any buttons, but you definitely pick times where I'm not to try that.
Yeah, I guess in those situations I have a pretty strong feeling you're not gonna hit a button.
Sure.
Like especially when it's in neutral, often I'm the one taking the lead if you're not jabbing. And if you are jabbing, these moves aren't too scary to do.
Sure.
Right? Like if you take the lead with like a fucking like orbital or some shit, then like okay, maybe I'm a little afraid, right? But like
Yeah.
but because I know that I'm not eating a random down forward 2 in neutral, I'm not eating power crush in neutral, I feel pretty comfortable doing those moves. If you were the kind of player that would just rip down forward 2, I might like go, oh shit, okay, maybe I should pick faster moves. Right? Like this is kind of slow. Yeah, like that, like you know.
My brain's too full to punish well. Oh my goodness. Come on. What is with this? Oh, I know
So
that too. Oh,
that up forward 1, I was looking to beat your poke sidestep button. Right? So in my offense, while I was doing my down forward 1 game, I was tracking your responses and noticed that that was one of your counter options or one of your like behaviors after was like jab sidestep down by 4 or like backdash, you know, back 1+2. And based on those, I knew, okay, well, up forward 1 beats both of those slower moves.
Right.
So I created a situation where that might happen, like I did down forward 1 and then did nothing, let you take the lead a bit. Then that pattern showed up and my up forward 1 won. So you might surprise yourself with both this option, like what, problem set reduction and hyper focus on your opponent's behavior during your offense. You might be surprised at how effective it can be at just like generating like winning situations over and over.
Right.
Especially on a poking character like Negan. Like that's the kind of the... The down 2 is kind of a read on a backdash as well. Like if I know you're disengaging and just stand blocking, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. That really does just go all the way around. The delay! It's ruining my whole day.
Yeah. This game is sick.
This game is crazy.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
What?
Just tracked all the way around, huh? Ah! Oh, -1.
Yeah.
Of course. Shove. I shoved. That was my shove timing, but
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Noctis is so sick. Disgusting. Yeah, so
Is upward 1 not I-13?
it is 13.
Okay. I'm surprised it didn't trade with shove then.
You might have been a frame slow or something.
Possibly.
Shove is what, 12?
14.
14? Oh yeah, okay. Probably just missed
Plus
that. The down forward 1 block stun is really short on Noctis.
Oh, like it's an early...
Like
Early
you are
ones,
actionable sooner than you think, I think.
That makes sense. Man, now I'm trying to like visualize these situations where I'm eating.
Yeah,
down
we can
twos.
even sit out and map out some of them so you have the answers and then we can
Sure.
So what situations are you thinking about?
I'm going all out.
I'm thinking about when I get hit by down forward 1.
Okay,
I
hit by
want
down
to
forward.
backdash because I'm minus.
Yes, so the frame situation is I think 7.
Yep.
Noctis main by the way. Yeah, okay. Hit by down forward 1 plus 7. Okay. So say you do the your default option you're picking is backdash, right?
Yep. And then I get hit by down 2.
Right. So it beats. So like, let me hit you with the down forward 1 and then backdash and see what happens.
I mean,
right? So it seems, regardless of what's happening, you're kind of in range of another down forward one. Try again. Or sorry.
yeah, I'm putting.
So it kind of leaves you in range of my stuff, right?
Right.
Let's see if I hit like a tip down forward one.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
still
it looks like backdash, not a bad choice. Like say I do down forward one into nothing, you'll get out of range, right? So let's.
It rounds over.
Yeah. So say so backdash,
Time up.
doesn't escape immediate timing.
Round 2.
Poke.
Fight.
Right. Okay. Oh, I'll share my screen. so you
And
can
like
actually see
even it doesn't escape immediate timing poke, and it also, if my backdash is sloppy, I'm gonna get just hit by the second down forward one if it's a
Right.
little delayed.
Right. So it would be a single backdash for sure. So like hit me with your down forward one, and then do like another.
Oh, not down forward one. Sure.
Yeah. So it looks like backdash. So the option backdash beats is no action after.
Sure.
Right. So if I do down forward one and then nothing, you are out of range of another down forward one. Let's see if it hits.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Right. So if I choose to do nothing with my frames, you're back to neutral. Right. So it's not a bad option because it or doesn't make another immediate poke whiff. Right. But you're blocking it, and blocking it is fine because there's no chip damage. Right.
Time up.
Blocks follow up mids.
Round 3.
And it only loses to immediate timing low, right? So if I hit this and do this, then you would have to do some kind of fuzzy to get around that.
Right.
Against Noctis, though, that's kind of feasible because this is 16 frames. This is 20 frames. So there's a feasible like window to backdash my second mid and then still duck the down 2.
Right. So I'm doing the same input here.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then you would want to cover this and you would want to not die to like hop kick, right? So like there's various options.
Yeah, there's
but
more
that's
than that, but...
that's a decent like starting point, right? So we notice that it loses to immediate timing low. And probably loses to dash up, right? Because you are spending your action on a backdash.
Yep.
And I dash forward, so it's the same situation with my tempo, right? So so the counters, right, are
Time up.
like just low parry or something,
Round
right?
4.
Or
Fight.
retaliation, which is probably what you were used to doing, right? Because like I would do this and you would jab back, right?
Sure.
So that beats the mid poke, that right?
Oh my
What else?
goodness.
Immediate timing low, dash up. What else do we got? Sorry, I'm a little fried. I've been doing a lot of sessions. so yeah, you don't make another whiff, but that's fine because okay, no damage, regain frame advantage, right?
I mean, at -7, I don't really have a sidestep minigame either, do I?
Yeah, depending on the move. So like try sidewalking left after I hit you with down forward 1.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a bit tight, but same sides.
Time up.
Oh, what? The second hit whiffed. Crazy.
Piece of cake.
It's on the edge, I think, of steppable because after 2-2 hits, I think Negan can step 2-2 or walk 2-2 to the left.
I can probably, yeah.
Yeah, we'll try it out.
The second hit definitely left, right? We would definitely
Get
hit.
ready for the next battle.
Retaliation jab, retaliation down forward 1.
It's tight though. I spent a lot of time working on stepping out a block stun, but stepping out a hit stun just feels different now.
Yeah, it's very situational for sure. I think it's pretty rare. Like I don't think you're wrong for focusing more on the block stun side. So I'm gonna hit you with 2-2. Try to walk 2-2 to the left after.
Ugh. Bad inputs.
It's okay. Oh, I have an idea. We'll switch sides. Break this throw. Be easier. Oh wait, I have to hit you.
I guess, yeah.
Oh. I break my throw, and then we'll
Round 2.
try it again. It might not. It just might not work, but yeah. Hit. Yeah, so it might not work.
Yeah.
But what? So yeah, so probably not stepping unless it's a super slow move. So like, hit me with your down forward 1 and then do back 1+2.
Whoops.
So that like it would beat a slow, right?
Sure, but if I did... Oh.
What? My character's so broken. Do it again. Okay, yeah. Do it again. Oh shit. Okay, one more time. That's cheap. Okay, so step versus slow moves.
So as you're coming up with these options, what's your thought process for like deciding what options to consider? Or...
high coverage, high safety
Time
is what I
up.
pick usually. This is also a framework I don't have like months, years of experience using. I have recently learned about it and I'm trying to implement it more.
Sure.
Let's see. Frame advantage. Slow move, right? So yeah, this is a bit new to me, but the rationale makes sense. So I've tried to implement it and I give it to a lot of people now.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the goal is that once you get back into game, these are automatic. So the work we're doing here is too slow to be thinking about like fully in game, like in this much depth. But as you run into these situations more and more, your intuition will start to carry you, right? So you're like, oh, I'm back. So how I see myself learning it is like, oh my God, like I backdash and then he just hits me low. So I better either retaliate or go low parry. Like I think of like, I basically handle it based on what's been happening to me, which is, it's good and bad. It's good in that it's a bit faster. It's bad in that like you kind of rely on fighting like better and better players to learn more of what you're doing.
Sure. So you just kind of have these canned ideas that are you can generalize at runtime.
Yeah, built by intuition. You're such a nerd. That's a great way to put it, though. That's a fantastic way to put it. Is like, yeah, like you don't want to have to do it at runtime because it's slower, but
sure,
with enough experience and intuition, you kind of can, especially when you run into a new matchup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, because like in reality, there's really like a few buckets of choices. Like you're not gonna do like unblockable, right? So like there's not like crazy amounts of options. Yeah, like if you do that, that's insane. That's sick. So that's one thing I'm down forward 1. The way I kind of look at it is like, I find it more useful as like advantage, disadvantage, and then by spacing, right? So if I'm playing against Noctis and I'm at this range, I am defaulting to step right until he shows me he's doing like 2-2, right? Because step right beats this, and his jab, and that covers most of everything.
You lose.
And the counters can be somewhat intuited from this. So right, so if you're defaulting to sidestep right, and he starts picking an option that beats sidestep right, well, that means either block or go left, assuming that move has that weakness, or in the case of 2-2, because it's slower than the other pokes, it becomes open to counter hit, right? So if you block a down forward 1 and now I'm -1 and I do a 15 frame move, now your shove is online again, right?
Right.
So I would say it's a lot of work to map this out totally, which if it's fun for you, should totally do. I would not blame anybody for not doing this either. But when you go into matches with people and you're practicing, I think you can still frame it in kind of these buckets of like, oh, is my default working or is it being countered, right? If it's being countered, do I have the counter ready to go? And then the match can be the way of like testing those ideas and refining that. So for example, I never sat down, for example, and mapped every single Noctis like interaction with 2-2 on hit into what they can do. But I do know that in the neutral game, so not on this on block situation that we're covering, but in the neutral game, if they want to beat my 2-2, they have to commit to sidewalk left, right? I know that. So I am when I'm doing my poking and moving around and finding counter hits and whiff punishes and poking with 2/2, I'm looking at just like, are they moving right? Are they moving left? Or are they just standing still? If they're moving left, I know, okay, it's time to use my moves that cover that way. If they're not doing it, I just keep doing what I'm doing because 2/2 is so oppressive to deal with, right? Here's another example. Forward 4 1+2 is the super overloaded move, but it's -9, right?
-9, yeah.
So my mindset now when I play on that is my opponent active or are they chilling out and not playing? You know, are they playing like anti-Steve where they just backdash or like do high crushes and like try to play quick pokes on timings that won't get them killed?
Mm-hmm.
If they play like that, you will see me stop using forward 1+2. So for example, the way you were playing, I would kind of chill on forward 1+2 unless we were at a range where I felt like you were going to approach with a button or do like back 1+2. And the reason is because I don't want to go -9 for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that they're implementing the counter to my move, even though that's my best move and is a good default, I know that there is a counter that exists that's doing nothing, and then that puts me at constant disadvantage. So my eyes are constantly looking, are they inactive or are they active? And if I've determined that they're inactive, I won't use the -9 move no matter how strong it is, right? Because it's being countered.
Right.
So that's an
And same
example.
thing with,
Yeah.
like, I think about that with my back 1+2 a lot. There's some opponents I'll go up against where I just hardly use it at all.
Right, because they're mashing.
They're mashing and moving. Like,
Yeah, they're mashing and moving, and it's like always tight. So like if they're choosing to play around that move, they're open to something else, right?
Right.
So if they're playing the micro sidestep block game because they don't want to get counter hit or they want to make it whiff, your down forward 1 and jab will eat them up because you get to just pick the way they track, right?
Sure.
If they're playing around your shove, which means they're probably pretty inactive, right? Because shove is the fast counter hit option.
Yeah.
Then maybe you're playing a lot more down back 4. Maybe you're playing more like mix up, right?
Sure.
If they're challenging your stance or challenging your down back 4 with like counter hits highs like I was doing, maybe you throw in the shove. And I think that happened in our set. Like I started challenging your shit and then you just shoved me and wall splatted me. I'm like, okay, my fault. And the rapid cycling of these options and observations is built around that. Like, yeah, again, you have reduced the problem set and you are directing your awareness heavily at what are they picking and what are they looking for. And maybe over the course of you looking at that, you notice like this dude really is never looking for reacting to down back 2. And you just start smacking it with it over and over again, right? Like that's an example.
Yeah, because that one is definitely, it has to be on the mental stack to deal with.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I look at this. So the way you approached it off of a block situation is decent. Like that's not bad. I use this framework a lot for neutral game and strategy. So, both matter, but in my case as Noctis, I was using it mainly to like, oh, okay, my safest way of winning games is like chewing them. If I could win a game for free, it would be like 2/2 down back 3, and they just keep guessing wrong. If they choose to challenge me and try to oppress me to stop that, I have my 2 counter hit win buttons and the down forward 2 whiff punish button. So like my default is all built around that, and then adjustments are made based on what are they countering and what are they ignoring.
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How does that feel? Do you have any questions about that idea?
It seems to make sense. Like, I'm just, as you're talking, I'm thinking about what my default looks like.
Right. So, and that can be informed also by like Korean play. So like if you watch Negan, you'll probably figure out a lot about a good default because that dude he's doing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like easily my default is just to my default is super passive and then just try and stop approaches.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. But I think thinking about the interactions where it doesn't work is beneficial.
Right. Yeah. So that'll give you some stuff I think to think about, and then you can always message me and like exchange ideas.
Sure.
If you're in the Speed Kicks Discord, now that you have that kind of framework, like when you ask questions, that will like probably get you good answers as well. You're like, hey, like, is this a good default? Things like that, you know?
Sure.
Highly recommend that. It's a pretty good vibe.
Cool. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if you don't have any more questions, we can just play more, but that was kind of the main thing.
Or if you have like any other big things that you notice right off the bat.
I mean, that was kind of the big thing. I think, yeah, so when you're grinding this awareness and stuff like that, sometimes people find it beneficial to literally name what's happening. Oh, they did a backdash. Oh, they did a fuzzy. Oh, they did a sidestep right. You'll probably lose a lot doing that, but it is worth doing, I think, to develop that brain activity.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm,
I was gonna play. One of the guys that I play a lot is a gym player, and I'll always call out what he's doing. I'm
yeah.
like, oh, I lost to anyone. Oh, I lost to Raw Zen. Like,
Right. And then you want to also have your attention directed at when they're doing nothing.
right.
Right. So like a backdash is a choice. A block is a choice. And I use the Kazuya example because that's how I had to learn it. Was like I'm using Hell Sweep as like a punish to backdash. Right. It's like because I know they are choosing to stand block. And you can look at your pokes that way too. It's like if your down back 4 comes into play really well when the opponent is so concerned with jab, down forward 1, back 1+2 that they're stand blocking and trying not to get clipped, and then now there's a low. Are you kidding? Like, you know, like, goddamn. So, yeah. That's that's the framework. Let's just play it out till time. I guess that's like what 10 minutes, and then ask questions as you go. I'll probably talk a bit less because I want to I'm grinding that awareness for myself too. So it's like,
sweet.
Yeah, but feel free to ask anything and I'll answer. I'm not gonna stonewall you.
All right, chill.
Fight.
Oh my god, that was fuzzy. Oh shit. I read a jab.
KO.
A big way to read a jab.
I was convinced.
Looking for emo man. Holy.
Yeah.
So scared. I feel like it's so often I see you put people at like 50% just by running them to a wall and emo manning.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, you just did it.
Round 3. Fight.
What?
So far, man can walk.
Man. I always forget that you have an English mod for Noctis.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so surprised by like this deep voice coming out of the
Yeah.
Get ready for the next battle.
This is gonna take some time to
Yeah.
internalize.
Yeah. But now that it's on your mind, every time you play somebody, you're gonna have a bit more like, oh this, and then
Right.
you'll get nasty with it.
Round 1.
That's the goal.
Fight.
Oh shit. It's punish.
So, okay.
KO.
Not cool.
Round 2. Fight.
Almost fell for it. Well, I did fall for it, but
Oh, that was a good answer. I just mashed the down forward 1 in prediction.
what? The timing.
Round 3. Fight.
I
Oh, my fault.
I have a million years to punish that, and I decided down forward 1-2. Oh, I got stuck ducking. Oh. Wow. Okay. Okay, you're kind of sick. Kinda nice.
Round 4.
Don't let it go to your head. You're fine. Can I block that if I don't hold back? I held back.
Yeah, you can back. You have to back roll it, otherwise you get hit.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Oh, that actually landed. I was expecting that to drop, honestly. Wow. Nice. Did you forward dash to realign that, or did that just catch my wall?
Realign what? The hop kick?
The hop
Let's
kick.
fish.
No. I keep trying side step down forward 2, and it gives me the full crouch because you're doing a high.
Mm,
To get that instant full crouch thing, so I started doing hop kick
I see.
to counter that.
Oh, you can do
Alright.
hop kick directly at a crouch?
Yeah, because the down forward 2 input is forcing me into crouch and doing the full crouch move instead of.
Sure.
Yeah.
Man, this game is so sick.
Yeah, this game is really sick. Yeah.
Round 1.
Ugh.
Fight.
Oh, you got me. I don't know why they added that.
Oh, was that the season 4 one?
Yeah.
I can block high forever. Nah, I tried to jab you out of it. No.
that's not a bad choice, but
Fight.
oh shit.
Down forward 1-2 is minus 11?
Minus 12.
Minus 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, listen. Alright, nice.
Oh.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Oh shit.
Spocky?
That was my down. No, it was my down forward 1, but it went under. It was full crouch. No, my slap.
Wow! I got scammed. Oh, I got scammed!
KO.
All right, marble match right here.
Far man can
Yeah,
walk.
yeah.
Get ready for the next battle.
Is Kicks actually back into Tekken?
He streams it because it's like that's his brand. But I think
Well,
if he
I thought
could,
he took a really long break.
yeah, I think. Well, I think if he could never play again, he would.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but he, it's his stream kind of core brand. So, and he likes helping people with it. So
Sure.
I think that's what keeps him in it. But he does not like this game.
That's fair.
I'm watching too much Ulsan.
Fight.
Down one is in
Oh shit. Oh.
Hey.
Try this. Round 3. Fight.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh, I mashed.
What? Nice. Nice facing.
Yo, GG's, man. I had a great time.
GG's.
You
Hope that was helpful. If any questions come up, you're always welcome to DM me, like, anytime. Don't worry about it.
Should I?
And I'll send you this VOD so you can look at it back. And let me paste these notes in here.
Sweet.
Yep, I had a great time, man. It was nice chatting. I'm glad you're back in.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Happy to be back.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll catch up more soon. I got to get ready for another client, but
Yeah.
cheers.
sounds good.
And yeah, had a fantastic
Alright.
time.
See you around.
Yep, see you around, man.